Yeah, we is not going horizontal today, apparently. Hello guys. Let me take a sip of this tea. Welcome to episode 25 of The Shadow Reaches. I'm gonna go ahead and say our little prayer and we're gonna get straight into it because the energy I'm in is it's kind of OC right now. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm really not gonna hold you. Anyway, we are lifted, we are gifted, y protegido siempre, si se puede, si se puede. May God bless you, may God bless me, may God bless we. I pray that we have a successful a collective shadow work session today. I pray that everybody gets what they need to get from this session. I also pray that we're able to fully integrate our shadow today with the help of the divine, with the help of our angels, with the help of our ancestors, with the help of the Most High, as above, so below. In whomever name, in Jesus' name, and if you don't subscribe to Jesus, that's fine. But in the Most High's name, I mean, Ashe. All right, y'all. So the title of this episode is root pulling. I got this download, I believe, yesterday, and I wrote it in my notes. I just knew. It's crazy. Like, it just came very early, honestly, instead of the day of. And I got the confirmation that it was the correct title for the video because I was out today with some divine beings on a trail today. And one of them had literally a code or a download they were talking about. And they were talking about, like, roots, like rotten roots or whatever. And I was like, oh, my gosh. But it's a little bit different how I'm translating it through spirit today. I'm talking about root pulling. What does spirit mean by root pulling? All right, so when we're dealing with the trauma body, or when we're dealing with the versions of ourselves that are kind of unhealed or unspoken of, or the versions of ourselves that really need deep-rooted integration and healing, you have to be, sometimes you need to be careful. You ever put a plug or like put a, hey love, you ever put a charger in the wall, right? And then you plugged up to your phone. They always say, oh, from Greece, hello. They always say that when you unplug anything from your phone, you're not supposed to yank it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that can be translated through spirit in a way where be careful when you're doing work in the shadows, especially when it comes to digging through your past. Tyler, why are you asking me if I sleep in a robe? Wait, with what in? You're talking about my piercings? Yeah, I sleep with them. Anyway, you're distracting me, or I'm allowing you to do so. Anyway, it's very, very imperative for people to know that when you're doing shadow work and when you're healing ancestral trauma, your own trauma and stuff like that, it is very important to make sure you are sensitive with yourself, very patient with yourself, and not just aggressively ripping things out from the root. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Matrix, okay, in the movie, that there were people plugged in, correct? I think somebody can correct me. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but they definitely specifically said do not unplug somebody from like the people who are plugged in. Do not unplug it because that can damage them or kill them or something of the sort. So spirit is trying to say, like, when we're dealing with like going in the roots of our shadow and discovering darker parts of us, it's almost like, okay, let me slow down. It's almost like when you meet a traumatized dog. And if any of you guys know what happens when you meet or come across a traumatized or abused dog, you have to handle them with a different type of care. And this is, I feel like this is more for the heavily distorted shadow aspects we have. So you meet this abused and scared dog, right? And usually they're kind of aggressive sometimes, basically because of what they've gone through in the homes prior. They've been beaten, they've been maybe starved, or you know what I'm saying, like they come from very traumatic places, so they already have in their head that they have to be in survival mode on, like, and they don't have the capability to be soft, correct? So when you're coming across a dog like that, you have to one, make sure that it knows that you're safe. Like, you have to literally, it's almost like the dog's right here and the dog is right here, and you have to come up, so you have to walk up slow. You have to make sure it smells you, make sure it feels comfortable with you, and it won't always let you pet it, you know what I'm saying? So this is how we handle our distorted shadow, or different versions of our shadow that are not healed, because there will be certain aspects of ourselves there will be certain aspects of ourselves that are so sensitive, so scared, so alone, that when we tap into those aspects of our shadow, it's almost like, oh my gosh, you see me? Oh my gosh. Like, it's hard to explain. If your lips are, I'm about to take you out the live because you're actually distracting. I'm so sorry. Put user on timeout for 24 hours. Okay, I don't have really time for too much distraction. So if you're not going to contribute to the live, if you're not going to add value, and if you're not going to add value to the live shadow work, you're probably sleepy because you're not tapped into your shadow self and doing shadow work. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. All right, we're talking about lips. That definitely is not on topic. Time up for 24 hours. All right. Anyone else? Time out. I really don't have the patience for the fuckery or the tomfoolery today. So if anyone else needs to be on timeout and exited from the live, you can. Oh, Victor, you can go too. All right. Let's see. Timeout. All right. What are common ways to tap into the shadow self? Thank you for asking a question that is on task. Yeah, it's pants on my head. It's a pants and a freaking a dress. I just didn't have time to find my towel. Anyway, that's a long story. Your question was, let me pin it actually, because there might just be unnecessary comments that flood the comment section. I don't want your comments to get lost. You said, what are common ways to tap into your shadow self? An actually fun way to tap into your shadow is through art. So when I was younger, when I used to, my armpits, I'm a natural woman, they grow hair. If you're that offended by natural women, then maybe you have deeply rooted or seated pedophilia within your shadow. Maybe you need to fix. Let's not shame women for having body hair. Anyway, so you said, what are common ways to tap into your shadow self? Make art. That is a good way to tap into your shadow self. When I was younger, I noticed that sometimes when I would draw, they would be darker themed, you know what I'm saying? I didn't understand why they were so dark. I didn't understand why they were, you know, just a little bit on the more sensitive or darker sides. But it's because your shadow is trying to come out through the art so you can see it on paper. You can also do shadow work by journaling. You ever notice, like, when you journal, you spill out, you pour out parts of yourself? I've never seen that on a woman, my bad. Maybe you need to get out more. But you ever journal and you realize so much of you spills out on the paper, or, like, you know what I'm saying, you unlock certain, like, emotions that you've never experienced before? Baby, I'm not musty, yeah. You know how I can tell you I'm not musty? I'm alkaline vegan. Yeah, and my body chemistry is on point. If there's any more comments that are off topic, I am a small enough channel to just kick all of you guys out. So you guys can be respectful and participate in these episodes. I have no problem taking y'all out. Alkaline vegan is a certain type of acidity to food. So vegan goes beyond with just being vegan. Doesn't matter the kind of art. Writing poems definitely work. Writing poems are almost synonymous or almost similar to journaling, because you're spilling out whatever works for you, whatever gets you in that flow. Try it. Because when you read back, you're going, oh my gosh, I wrote this. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I felt this way. Or I didn't know that my inner child felt this way. Or I didn't know that I needed this type of love when I was a kid that I didn't get. This is shadow work. When we're unpeeling the layers of ourselves to get to the root of every problem in our life or every conflict in our life. You know what I'm saying? You said, can I help you out? How so, love? How can an alkaline diet be when we have natural acidity in our bodies? Yes, we do have natural acidities in our bodies, but that's a whole nother topic. If you want to do research on being an alkaline vegan, I'm 100% plant-based and only 75% alkaline. So I'm still, working on it. But I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat I now don't eat bread anymore. Yeah, but yeah, you can just look up the plant-based lifestyle and how it benefits people with melanin and people in general. Obviously, it can obviously have an effect on you in a positive way, but also sometimes, I guess, oh, it's your birthday for real? Happy birthday. I'm not gonna get too deep into that. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna get too deep in. I went on a journey. Being plant-based didn't just happen. It was a gradual thing. I went maybe some years on and off until it was less off, and then yeah. Did the fake Jeffrey Dahmer just come in here? I'll keep him because we're doing shadow work. Jeffrey Dahmer said, I pushed my mother today. All right, we can see how, okay, let's pin this. Actually, this makes the live a little bit more interesting and less freaking mundane and immature. So Jeffrey Dahmer is a great example of an unhealed, distorted shadow within a person. Excuse me? Oh, hell no. Because you're not about to do that. Yeah, no. He was about to say nigga. Hell, what's wrong with you? Anyway, he was spelling it out. Like, I know you're not black. Anyway. Anyway, the fake Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm not a fan of Jeffrey Dahmer. I have definitely looked into some stuff like that. But I'm not a fan of anybody who freaking does stuff like that. But it is key to study the light and the dark, and it's key to study people with these types of mindsets, because people don't realize humans are capable of that is abusive. I think he's really trolling, but yeah, I'm just using it as an example. The human mind is so damn. Why is my armpit hair? Why is my armpit hair bothering you guys so much? Let's talk about it. Actually, what is. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Hold on, let me read this comment first. I've been working on my mental and spiritual health for a few years. Started realizing recently I think I'm haunted by ghost trauma. Spiritual life is really the only basis that works for me to heal. Thank you for some comments of substance, first of all. Second of all, I heavily relate to this comment because I'm not saying, like, obviously, if you have really bad, the hair is just not normal to see on women. It is normal. Just America is rooted in pedophilia. I'm not saying F the therapist. I'm not saying F the help you can get for your mental health. I am for therapists. I am for counselors. I am for people who can help you get through mental blocks. But even therapists, even counselors, they have spiritual gifts. The fact that they can be a medium to your darker thoughts and allow you to put it on an imaginary paper and spill it out to yourself and them, that's a gift. These people are also gifted. You know what I'm saying? So you can never get away from the spiritual. Even if you don't think you're spiritual, even if you don't believe in the spiritual realm, it doesn't care. It doesn't care about your belief. It doesn't care about what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? It matters. Actually, it doesn't matter. The spirit doesn't care about what your belief is. The spirit realm will always be there. So there's always a spiritual side to things. There's always a spiritual reason to things. There's always a spiritual warfare going on that can actually physically affect us, that can mentally affect us, and that can spiritually affect us. Did we ask? Bitch, this is my page. Hold on. We on episode 25. Anyway. You eat my boogers. That's crazy. Jesus Christ. I don't even have boogers right now. But I just love putting y'all on timeout. I don't even care if the live's going down in numbers. Anyway, but yeah, spirit does not care your belief. It does not care about your belief in it. It's still going to be spirit. The spirit, there's a spiritual side to everything, which is why spirit work is very important. Do you follow a religion? I study multiple religions. So I just went to church the other day. I even went to Mormon church on a few weeks ago. I study Hinduism. I study freaking Buddhism. I study freaking Islam. Only God can protect you from demonic attacks. Yes, I do. I have a personal relationship with the Most High. But the Most High created everything. Sending love and light. Thank you for a positive comment. I appreciate you. Can I have a shout out because it's my birthday and I really love your piercings? Shout out to Tanya Matru or Matru. Please correct my saying. Shout out to Tanya. Happy birthday. Anyway, but yes, let's get back on topic. Mental health. Just like therapists are not supposed to be so aggressive or abrasive when dealing with you. Like if you say you don't want to talk about something with the therapist, I think they are not allowed to like pry. So the same thing when you're doing spirit work, spirit will know when you're ready to face certain things. God will never give you something you cannot handle or cannot face. It might feel overwhelming, but I promise you God will not give you a task or maybe a shadow task. Oh my gosh, gracious. Put user on timeout. All right. That's false. Okay, cool. I invite everybody to have their opinions. I invite everybody to have their different beliefs. I do not sit here and shun people for their different beliefs and everything. I'm here to discuss shadow work. I'm here to discuss how we can heal through the spirit and facing our darker nature to integrate it. So if you have an opposing view, an opposing opinion, and you can comment it with respect, comment it, please. What happened that made you get into spirituality, or were you always on this? I was always on this. I feel like we are all spiritual beings living a human experience. I've always been spiritual. There's just levels that you come to every day and every seasons of your life. I just feel like it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger with me personally. Even if you're not aware of it, I feel like everybody's going through something different. Obviously, everybody has different paths. Everybody has different, incarnations. Everybody has different, gifts and everything. What is spirit? That's a good question. I'm going to pin this question before it gets lost. Okay, what is spirit? Spirit is just spirit. It's really hard to explain what spirit is. It's the energy around us. A spirit can be an angel. A spirit can be an ancestor. A spirit can be God himself, because how they talk about God is the Holy Spirit. We are spiritual beings that are meant to, did you finish that saying? Worship God. Yes. I definitely do believe that. God made it so. Pluck your eyebrows. No, go to hell. See how my shadow just peeked out? Your shadow is the imperfect version of you, the one that kind of has a little feisty, the one that, is not perfect, the one that has a little the one that's like maybe can be a little toxic, your shadow self is the lower self, basically, or like I was talking about in the last episode. Once your shadow is continuously healing, and once your a spirit held me down in bed. A spirit did that to me too. I've definitely experienced it's called spiritual not psychosis, spiritual why can I not figure out the name of that? It's like when you're on your back and you literally can't move. Why I've experienced it so many times in life. The fact that I can't remember the name of it is insane. Sleep paralysis. When you realize it's that voice you hear within that makes no sound in the material world, but you still hear it loud and clear, your real self. Exactly. And your real self, your authentic self, has light and dark aspects. You must know and recognize that you are both. A lot of people want to be love and light and want to be but they never want to recognize their darkness. They never want to recognize the pits of their soul that they don't tell anybody. They don't want to have these conversations with at least themselves. Like, yes, I'm talking out loud and we're having a spiritual congregation and we're talking about it with each other, but a lot of people don't even have these conversations with themselves. A lot of people don't even talk to God about their lower selves. Like when you pray, when you're talking to your higher self, what do you talk about? Do you ask the Most High to help you heal from different things? Do you ask for the tools that you need to integrate your shadow? Do you ask for the tools that are supposed to help you learn your shadow and grow? It's Stormtrooper. You spelled trooper wrong. It's Stormtrooper. You said no, it doesn't. What? No, it doesn't. What? I need you, when you're commenting, try to comment maybe a paragraph and speak in a full sentence so I can actually read it. What's in your face? I don't know what's in my face. Bones and freaking flesh. What do you mean what's in my face? Correct yourself, please. Hi, you're so beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate you. I have a roach on my face. No, I have a birthmark on my face. Austin. And you're on timeout. Because I'm bored. All right, so let's see, outfit check. I'm just not in the mood. All right, so let's get back to the title of this episode, which is Pulling Roots. Another way Spirit can interpret this download I had is when you have a version of yourself that's rooted in something that is perverted, or rooted in something that is not of God, or that can get you in trouble in the real world, spiritual world, or whatever. For example, am I talking about the Bible? Not today. I'm just talking about spirituality. I'm talking about doing shadow work and stuff like that. No, these are the demonic thoughts. It's either unforgiveness that's holding us back. Repenting and believing the gospel will set you free mentally. Yes, it will. But okay, we're going deeper than that. We're going deeper than that. Okay, so you're afraid about discussing the dark thoughts we have? Himiko, you're on timeout. Hold on. Anyway, so Stormtrooper is afraid to discuss the dark thoughts. Is afraid to discuss the stuff that all humans go through. You just want to rebuke everything because you don't want to. Come on now. I'm not saying there's nothing deeper than God. But I'm also saying that God created a lot of things for us to discover. You don't think there's real shadow work that's based in the Bible? Like, for example, the reason why even people in religions fast. Let's ask why you guys fast. I'm not about to argue religion right now. Stop asking me if I like the police. The shadow, thank you, Muhammad, for actually having substance and actually making sense right now. The shadow is the gift that God breathed himself into our spirit, the ability to self-actualize and create. Yes, the life-bearing and the life-bringing gift is one of such gifts. So the creativity and art, yes, and the shadow or the dark self is the feminine energy anyway. And then Peanut Butter says, God appears to people in so many ways, not limited to one book. Thank you! Thank you! Jeez. And I'm not saying I don't believe in Jesus. I believe in a lot of ascended masters. Jesus was an ascended master. Why did you draw on my face? No, I have tattoos on my face and they are unfinished. And I did them when I was probably going to kill myself or something. I've gone through mental health. The reason why God put me in this place to do shadow work is because I've gone through the depths of my soul before. And I continue to do that every day. Get a lover. Your comments. Terrible. You said you just commented buns. Your commented is buns. Let me just time out 24 hours. Goodbye. What's the name of God? God has many names. God has many forms. And God is not. I'm tired of people. God is. I hate you, Jamahal. Why do you hate me? Is it because you hate yourself? Or is it because I'm direct? Or is it because I'm a woman? Pick one. I like this, actually. I might keep you in here. Jesus is the truth. Jesus is the truth. Promise you that. Anything else? John Mahal? As I actually have a moment of silence for John Mahal. He's going through so much pain that he has to hate a stranger. He's going through so much pain that he has to announce that he hates someone he doesn't even know. That's actually probably facilitating a space for people to be free and acknowledge the certain depths of our soul. It is sad what he's going through. Because you put down my God, Jesus Christ, he's the one and only. I didn't put down Jesus. I work with Jesus. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Jesus knew about shadow work too, bro. What are you talking about right now? Let's pin this comment because you're not about to sit here and put words in my mouth. Tell me something. Because you put down my God, Jesus Christ, he's the one and only. I didn't put down no Jesus, child. Who told you that? Why did you say the F word? Because I cuss. I hate anyone who doesn't love my God. Okay, cool. I don't know who your God is, but the Most High, the God I love. And I have a direct personal relationship with that. Now, before I do too much, say Jesus. Bro, I don't got to say anything, bro. Just leave me alone, bro. Because now you about to blow me. Because now you're being a terrorist in my life. Put user on timeout. Like, that's forceful. How are you going to expect, even if I didn't believe in God, how God would not choose you to initiate people into believing in God or to follow Jesus Christ? Because you're not gifted in speaking to people with empathy, care, and actually, all right, he's been put on timeout. Because what the fuck, bro? I swear. I think most Christians would have been the ones putting Jesus on the cross. They were the ones who put him on the cross. Let's talk about it. Who said Habibi? I'm Habibti. I'm a woman. Like, what is going on? Christians probably were the ones who put him on the cross. How do you know that what people are good at? I'm basing it off of how y'all are acting in this live. The fact that a lot of you guys cannot come to a spiritual congregation talking about shadow work or talking about anything spiritual and just hold space for that. We can all have opposing freaking opinions and everything. That doesn't mean we have to be disrespectful, or that doesn't mean we have to be forceful. Being forceful is a sin. I don't care. Forcing somebody to believe something or forcing somebody to do something. Like, I do believe in God. I don't know why the hell he even said that, first of all. Forcing anybody to do anything and then damning people to a certain thing just because of whatever perception you have of it is immature and fucking sick. Christians didn't put Jesus on the cross. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm not going to explain their comment. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you didn't. Chill. Because a lot of people who turned into Christians didn't believe. They didn't believe, which is why he was put on the cross. God sent him down for them to be, for the sins and everything. But the people sacrificed God. I mean, the people sacrificed Jesus. Let's talk about it. Like, come on, bro. I'm not about to, oh my gosh, bro. I'm not about to argue with the Bible thumpers because the Bible thumpers, bro. Anyway. Nathan, you gotta go. All right. Wasn't the Jews held for his crucifixion, if I might ask? I'm not too sure. I'm not educated on everything in the freaking Bible. You can ask somebody who's really educated in that sense. But, I do what I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm studying multiple religions right now. I'm just rooted and educated in spirit and what God, the Most High, just God, the Most High source gives me downloads. My shit doesn't even come from a book. It comes from my Akashic records. It comes from the many lifetimes I've been here. It comes from me being an earth angel, whatever I resonate with, bro. It just comes from me being a freaking human, spirit having a human experience. You choose what God you want to worship. That is lowercase God, but I'm talking about uppercase God, the all-knowing, all-seeing. That's only one God. They come from demons. Okay, cool. That's your opinion. That's fine. Then you would definitely not like the fact that not all black people, but a lot of black people actually practice magic. How do you feel about magic? You think all magic is rooted in evil, or do you just not know that God gave us gifts? Like, you think that using your third eye is evil? Do you think that, like, let me calm down real quick. You don't choose, you get convinced. Interesting. Somebody say something on the shadow. Let's stay on topic, please. Depends on who you ask. The Christian God. It's not even depending on who you ask. Like, yes, in every religion, there's like gods and stuff like that. But everybody knows there's one divine source. That is a commonality in like literally all religions. But I try not to be rooted in religion. Yes, I study different religions, but I'm not rooted in religion. No, I'm not a witch. I'm just Trinity. Jesus was a nice person. Yes, thank you. No, in Christianity, there's the... You didn't finish your sentence. I'm going to pin that. Had a typo. No, in Christianity, there is the... Europe people used to practice magic, but we evolved out of that hundreds of years ago. Europe people didn't create, bruh. Europeans used to create freaking... Y'all didn't create anything. Y'all stole... Europeans stole a lot of things from the melanated people. Anyway, you said Moses brought the monotheism to humans as the God of the Bible. Interesting. What is your opinion on religion? What is your sole opinion on religion? I don't have an opinion on religion. It just is what it is. There were reasons for us to be brought up in religion. There were reasons for us to be controlled by religion. There was reasons for America at one point not being able to separate church and state. Like, people used to kill people over a Bible, over a book that has been interpreted in so many freaking ways. People have killed people over certain interpretations of the Bible that weren't true, or there's even been false freaking prophets that's caused freaking damnation on the earth. Like, yes, Jojo, I have hair like a human being. You're so late. I already got 1,000 comments on that, but you can leave because, like, you're just too immature to have these conversations if you're just so worried about my hair and my armpits. Anyway, shout out. Sometimes, I'm having a vulnerable moment real quick during this shadow work. Sometimes it's very annoying to do spiritual type of things on this channel, simply because I know this is just my main page and this is not my spiritual channel. You know what I'm saying? Everybody over there is spiritually gifted, lifted, and protected, and everybody over there has an advanced placement in their spiritual journeys, and I don't have to deal with a whole bunch of nonsense over there. Oh my gosh, peanut butter. Hold on, I'm about to freaking pin your comment because this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I don't know much about shadow, but I recovered from addiction. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I don't know much about shadow, but I recovered from addiction with the 12 steps, which involves pulling up character defects and healing them. This is beautiful. And you literally said pulling up, and the title is Pulling Roots. You literally, bro, like, first of all, congratulations. I'm very proud of you. Congratulations. I'm very, very proud of you because, first of all, anyone out there who has an addictive personality, I have an addictive personality. I just haven't tapped into pills, and I can only imagine. I don't know if I would even survive that. The fact that you were able to have, the courage to get out of the addictive state, and the mental fortitude, you know what I'm saying? 18 on the clock. I have military time, sorry. But the fact that you took the steps, and that's very hard. That is very difficult to transcend addiction, that addictive spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many reasons why people have addictive personalities. They're running away from certain things in their shadow, or they're running away from themselves, or they're trying to always escape. It's always reasons or underlying reasons that trigger the addictions within ourselves. And addiction goes way far beyond even regular drug addiction. You could be addicted to anything. You could be addicted to love, lust. You could be addicted to food. You could be addicted to self-harm, which I used to self-harm in different ways. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't self-harm that anymore. You could be addicted to what? Well, that and... Yes, you said, well, that and chemical receptors in your brain changing the I can't talk anymore. Over time, yes. But yes, I'm very proud of you. Honestly, it's very hard to get over addiction, because I have a friend who literally stopped taking pills, like literally right after she got pregnant, or right when she found out she was pregnant, she stopped. And I'm just so proud of her because it's very hard, you know what I'm saying? And when she told me everything she was going through, I couldn't imagine, because yes, I have an addictive personality, but I was addicted to other things. I never tried a pill, you know what I'm saying? I never tried the harder substances as far as the ones that the government makes, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely, if anybody's going through any sort of addiction, whether they're addicted to pain, like in a way where it like affects your life, or you're addicted to even your phone, bro, like, hold on, like if you're addicted to your phone, I know that's like not like major, but please try every day to put your phone down. Even I'm still working on this, you know what I'm saying? Try not to sleep near your phone, or try not to, every time, I'm working on this right now, but not waking up and going to your phone. This phone addiction, this phone, I promise you, it disconnects us from reality. It disconnects us. It disconnects, I said dicks. It disconnects us from reality. Oh, my phone is my job too. I'm not talking about in that essence. I'm talking about when you have free time. And when you don't need to be on the phone and you're not working on your phone, obviously put your phone down. Even, I know that's a good excuse for people like, I work on my phone. I work online as well. You know what I'm saying? I do everything. I'm a creator, so I put myself online. I do this. I have 2 channels. I have freaking stuff going on here, stuff going on there, all online. I understand that. Yes, I'm talking to a phone now, but when I get off of here, I'm going to encourage you guys to put your fucking phone down. I'm on live because I'm working. This is a live episode of The Shadow Reaches. All right, we're taking out you because why are you commenting 67? You're covering all the comments. Anyway, but I'm on working right now. So obviously this is not, I'm being productive. I'm talking about people who are doom scrolling, who are using technology to fill a void. Like, are we not using our critical thinking skills here? So you're on your phone now. So are you. And what are we doing? We're being productive because we're talking about things that actually matter. We're not doom scrolling. We're not doing things that are like, you know, not beneficial to our spirit, to the mind. I see the devil in you. Of course you do, because we have light and dark. If you see the devil in me, then what do you see? What do you see? I open you to have an opinion about me. What do you see? The light of the world. The light of the world. You're talking about the light of the world, but like, Lucifer was a falling angel, and he is actually a symbol of light. So I guess, are you talking about Lucifer? Are you Lucifer? Do you understand what I mean about less educated people practicing magic? Fine. There are very highly educated people who still Child. Magic goes beyond what you think, what you see in movies. Bibbidi bobbidi nigga. Like, it's not what you think it is, bruh. Like, it's alchemy. It's transmutation. It's connecting with spirit and your ancestors and angels and tapping into the frequencies, the higher and lower frequencies. It's about transcendence. It's about freaking light body. It's about meditation. It's about turning your pain into power. Magic transcends whatever you freaking think it is. You are possessed by the spirit of the Antichrist. All right, cool. Face tattoos, but not anywhere else. I already explained that I did these face tattoos. Look, first of all, we talk about my face tattoos, but my face, look, they're not even finished. Half of my body's not finished. I'm a canvas. Leave it the hell alone. Goddamn. Let's talk about something on topic. Who has to go through a whole process to quit when they got pregnant? Not calling cap. Just saying it's not that easy, bro. You can do it. It's just a long journey. I'm saying, okay, let me pin this comment. It's not cap because I don't think she was addicted to that long, and it was on and off. I don't think, because there's level to the, because I'm not going to put our business out here, but they weren't, like, she wasn't doing, like, I don't know how often she was doing it, but I don't think it was to the grand scale of, like, to no return. And sometimes, with the grace of God or whatever switch that flips in some people's brain, they will just stop. I'm not saying she doesn't have urges or anything. But when she found out she was pregnant, she stopped. What's your opinion on Curious George? That is not a shadow question. That's not even a spiritual question. You making me want to take you out the lab, but I'll forgive you for that one, Jesus Christ. I hope God will bless you. I hope God will bless you too, Best Spoke Bridal. I hope God blesses you ×3. And I hope he is answering all your prayers. And I hope God is moving your spirit. And I hope God is actually blessing you with tools to help you grow in life. My birthmark is right here. Yeah, sorry. You should completely cover your face in tattoos and become unstoppable. Your sarcasm, oh my gosh. I love that for you. I have definitely heard of Aleister Crowley. I have not tapped into any of his books though, because it's something about him that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But maybe I will tap into it just for educational purposes. What you were just talking about with alchemy, etc., is 140% correct. Thank you. Thank you. With due respect, those two stuff on your mouth is not encouraging. Thank you. That's fine. Sometimes the perception of people and what they look like is not always what they look like on the inside. So if you're just so distracted by the things I look like on the outside that you can't just get the message, maybe then you're just not mature enough to get what I'm saying. And maybe you need somebody who looks like freaking, I don't know, Dorothy to send you messages like this. I don't know. Just Hakuna Matata. Your name is Hakuna Matata. I hope God bless you. Thank you. Them some weird looking tattoos. Can we see them closer? They are weird looking tattoos. I did them when I was really not in a good mental space. You must have read Thelma. Nope, I have not. I love your lip piercings. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Muhammad. Thank you. I'm about to pin your freaking comment right now. Let's read it. 7 deadly sins. You might call that the categories or foundations of addiction. Ooh, the harm you do to your soul. You need a bond of steadfastness, discipline, healthy habits, and accountability. God is accountability personified or in the spirit. God, bruh, because the way, okay, so we incarnate here on earth, right? And he has so many tasks and like lets us do, we have free will. The reason why we have free will is because he expects us to have accountability and for the choices we make. If we didn't have free will, there would be no need for accountability. We would just be walking around like Sims and like we wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Gosh, I love you guys. Whew, child, let me keep reading these comments. You're like, Michelle Obama, that was so random. Hello, beautiful. How are you doing? I'm new to your channel. Well, welcome. I'm doing well. God's not real. Okay, well, that's fine. Honestly, then just believe in your higher self. And there's something that is guiding you to be a better person and walk on a certain path of the 1%ers, or being spiritually gifted enough to raise vibration of the earth. You don't have to believe in the Most High, but Most High don't care if you don't believe in it. The God is real. But if you don't, if that's not where you are in your spiritual journey, then just believe that you have a higher self that is guiding you. Yourself. We are different versions of God. We are the lowercase gods, but the uppercase, you know, double God is the source. If you don't believe in God, you can call it source. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's God supersedes gender, supersedes all your theories. God is just the creator. I believe all that as a Buddhist. Thank you. Yes, we have a Buddhist in here. Oh my gosh. Radical accountability. Okay, the 5th said radical accountability and radical acceptance. Yes. Peanut Butter said, without free will, you can't have true. Peanut Butter said, without free will, you can't have true love, just robots. Yes, exactly. And when you have free will, we have the free will to do fucked up things. And when we tend to do fucked up things, whether we mean to or not, we have to ask ourselves why we did that. We have to heal those things within ourselves, not to be perfect, but because so we can continue to be better humans. And that's why we do shadow work. In the Philippines, it's 6:27 in the morning. Ooh, wow. Philippines. I don't people who be hating on, I think you may I don't respect people who be hating on innocent people because there's something wrong in their life. I'm praying for them, but why bring someone else into your misery? Is that for me, or is that like a general statement? Because I definitely agree with your comment. Jamia or Jamie Champion. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, my love. All right. The Catholic Church is the true religion, if that's your opinion. But God is just in everything. All right, let me get down. I'm falling to the bottom. Yes, my autocorrect general statement. Okay. All right, guys. Y'all made me go to 43 minutes. It's insane. Because yesterday's episode was only 25. I had a very fun time. Like, you know, despite all the fuckery that was, you know, in and out. That's what happens when you live in a world with light and dark. There are going to be positive and negative spirits. There are going to be spirits on people. Remember that the people that you have the most conflict with, that are actually wishing on your downfall and that don't respect and love you, and you know you're a good person, you know that you're God's child, or you know you're walking a certain path, they definitely have a monitoring spirit. They definitely have lower entities control themselves. Because why are people hating people without cause? Why are people hating people in general? Ask yourself, why are you still around those people if you still are around them? Set boundaries with people who do not love and respect you. Set boundaries with people who spew hate on your name, or set boundaries with people who don't respect you to the point where they disrespect your space, They disrespect your mind. They disrespect whatever you got going on. You don't deserve to be around people who don't accept you for you. You don't deserve to be around people who are giving you the evil eye or don't believe in your mission or don't believe in you as a human being. Can't have light without dark. For all the bad, there's always good. Exactly. And for example, I'm a peak example. Yes, I was doing a lot of like good things in this life, but my shadow was definitely triggered by the negative comments. I was clapping back, and that is a form of self-defense, but that can also be a shadow aspect of myself, you know, even me cursing people out or just getting rowdy at people who, you know what I'm saying, that's still a shadow aspect of myself. Can I get better at self-control and discipline and maybe not giving these trolls or certain people attention? Yes, I can, but I'm still working on that. That is another form of shadow work, working on not being too triggered by other people's demons, because they're obviously, everybody's kind of a reflection of everything, and we can learn from people who, you know, are ops or people who do not love us. Oh my gosh, I literally was number 33. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's crazy because you were number 33, and I literally just learned this fact, but Jesus died at the age of 33. When people make fun of my gap, they're disrespecting my space between my teeth. Bro, you're funny, bro, but yes, they are. Like, why are they mad? First of all, I love people with gaps. I don't know why, something about like a gap right here. I'm sorry for the comment, funny. I love gaps. I think I love any type of defect or whatever, like imperfection that humans have. Like, I have a birthmark on my face. I'm freaking bony and I have hair in my arms. Like, I embrace people with differences, because differences is what make us unique. Yes, I'm so glad you love your gap. If you have a gap or if you have anything that makes you unique, don't get rid of it. Oh my gosh, I'm tired of all the surgery. I'm tired of all this. That is a direct result of people not doing shadow work or not looking deep within, is when they literally do all this plastic surgery and they literally change to a whole other person because they couldn't love the skin they were in. And with that being said, I love you guys. And today was episode 25. We have 2 more episodes. Wait, what's today? Today's Friday. Sorry, we have 1 more episode. Tomorrow is episode 26. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And that'll be the end of Shadow Week. All right, you guys. Hope you have a great day. God bless you all. And go on your path. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't agree with everything I said, that's completely fine. I'm just always going to hold space for us to talk about what we want to talk about when it comes to spirituality. I love you guys. And be creative. Be love. Be light. Be dark. You know what I'm saying? But be aligned and be authentically you. Bye, guys.